and welcome to part 57 of the American Show. Let us begin. So, Randy was walking outside to her car. And she gets into her car and she decides to just not go home yet. And so she just drives down to the street. She just drives down the street for a while in the nighttime. She sees a couple restaurants. She's, she sees a couple anti-movie protesters and pro-movie protesters too. And she just like having a great time, just driving around, like When she sees a guy, and then she gets out of her car, and she talks to that guy for a little while. She says, "Well, first of all, how are you doing? What's your name?" And he says his name, and she says her name, and they talk for a while about politics and all that stuff, anti-movies and pro-movies. What do you think about that? What do you not think about that? And he says, "Well, I'm not a big fan of you know, the I can't describe it, but I don't know what it is yet, but the willingness rather to not to not allow art that is not theater or TV shows to be on the or music, by the way, to be on American soil. I don't understand that logic. Obviously, and obviously, um, and obviously, Abigail brought movies over to America for a reason. She wouldn't do that if she didn't have a reason for it, and that reason, I suspect, is to expand America's well, um, to expand America's entertainment value within itself. You know what I mean? And she says, exactly. That's what I think also. And then, um, and then she was getting a little bit too tired she was getting a little bit too tired. And so she asked the guy but actually, no, she gets a little bit too tired, but she can still drive, she says to herself. And so she says goodbye to the guy, and then she drives home. As she's getting there, she sees a hot dog place, and she stops out to get a hot dog. Then after that, she drives back home, and she keeps driving until finally she gets home. So, um, so she gets home, and she's having a good time. She's sleepy, and she just goes to bed. And the next morning, cut to the next morning, she's ready to go to work. So she gets dressed, she eats her bagel, and she gets out of the house, and then she goes to her car again, and then she drives to work. She she's she's driving in the daytime. It's pretty awesome. And she sees the guy again who was still on the street. And she says hi, and he also says hi. And she just kept yeah, and she just keeps on driving. She gets to work, and she says to she goes to Alpha Claim's office, and she says, "Hi, what's going on with the American Show? I know that Patrick is off, but I feel like I should host it myself for after, cause he's gone and all that stuff." And he says, "No problem. do no problem. You can do that. It's no big deal. And so she leaves his office and starts rehearsing her first monologue. Cut to the um the night of the American show, and everything is just going great. Um, Susan Quinn is now a guest on her show, on the American show, and they're having a good time. They talk about everything, and she talks about in her opening monologue, of course, about the guy that she saw last night, and how she is and how she came away with the conversation more appreciative of the common people. You know what I mean? And she also takes time to mention that wasn't, and she also takes time to mention that it wasn't that she wasn't fortunate before, but to talk to her common man or the common folk like herself, but she just felt more fortunate, and that's what she meant to say. And so fast, fast, flash forward to the conversation that she had with Susan, and she's having a good time, and everybody's having a good time, and they're like talking, and then all of a sudden, and then a and then an idea strikes her head at the last minute. It was off the cuff. It was not planned, but sad, but Randy was like, "Hey, do you want to sing a song with me?" And she did, and so that's what they did, and it went off on a hit. It was perfect for something that was not planned ahead of time. It was amazing to a lot of people's eyes, and um, so after they sing the song, after they say goodbye to Susan, so she can go rehearse in her show, she is talking to the people on how important it is to have friends and how great it is to have friends. And then after that, after her after her monologue about friends, the show ends. She says goodnight to everybody. She says goodnight to the viewing audience. And then she says goodbye to the live audience. And then she says goodbye. See you later. And then and then the show ends. So she was like, that went well. That was a good show. And she was about to leave, and then Alpha Queen says, I just wanted to say that was perfect. Um, I am very happy with the show, and then and then she says, thank you, I appreciate that. It was my first time hosting alone, so thank you for telling me that, man. Thank you for telling me that, Mr. Queen. And then he says, no problem. And so she leaves. She opens the doors and she leaves the Alpha Queen Studios. And then she drives home. She drives to the place that the old man was staying at, but she looked, but then she saw him. No, but then she no. So she came to the street where the old man was staying, and he wasn't there. I should have said before. So she came to the street where the old man and her was talking the first time and the second time, and he wasn't there. And so she was like, where is he? but she didn't want to worry about that right now because she had her mom and her you know she had that you know she had her own stuff to worry about at that particular point in time. And so she keeps driving home. She gets to the she and so she just keeps driving home. She uh she drives a couple more hours and finally she does get home. And then the man is there at her house. And she's terrified, of course. And well, she calls the police. And but she mistakenly called Susan, Susan Queen, and she says, "Hey, what's wrong? There's someone in my house. I didn't mean to call you. I meant to call the police, but there's someone in my house. I'm going to call the police too. Um, you don't have to worry about me." And then she just hangs up the phone, and all of a sudden, and then all of a sudden, um, she's like, "Okay, I'm panicking right now. What's going on here? What do you need from me? Um, the police are going to be called. They're not going to arrest you, hopefully. They're just going to have a conversation with you. I'm just going to have a conversation with you. And we're going to have a conversation with you together." And then all of a sudden, Susan comes into the house and punches the guy in the face. And then she keeps punching him and keeps punching him. She screams, well, Randy screams, "Stop, stop, stop, please stop." And then the police comes. They arrest them both. They check on Randy to see if she's okay. And well, she says, "I'm alright," but I'm a little bit she has a show. Don't treat her too harshly because she has a show tomorrow. Um, I'll pay for her bail, but please don't do anything drastic. I'll go to pay for her bail. Everything's gonna be fine. And then all of a sudden and then as the police are leaving, she just drops down to her hands and knees and starts crying. To be continued. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, leave a like, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment down below what do you like about the video and or what do you hate about the video. Share the video whilst you're at it. Subscribe to my channel once again. Um, comment down below and ring that little bell notification to get notified for for when I make new videos. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.